Hey guys, I am back with our indoor grow series. This is episode number 2. Now, last time I put out kind of a request for you to let me know what you'd like to see me grow indoors or how you'd like to see me grow indoors. I told you I was going to be trying lettuce because we're coming to the end of the lettuce season here in Southern California. It's getting too warm. Everything that's out there is bolting. So I'm going to try from now until probably September to grow lettuce indoors. I'm going to give cilantro a try too because it's too hot to grow that for most of the rest of the year as well. Now, a lot of you said you wanted to see me grow hydroponically indoors. I haven't grown hydroponically since I was about 23, so about half my life ago. So this is completely new to me as well. And I was looking around for different ways to keep it simple online. And I came across what some of you recommended was the Kratky method. And I'm not sure if I'm doing it exactly the way it's supposed to be done. I really did want to keep this as simple as possible. So let me just show you my setup here and then we'll start the seeds. So I got some, and I'll put this all in the link. Go to my website and I'll have all this linked. I can't really recommend anything other than the grow light. By the way, we're using the Viparspectra XS 4000, which I went over on the last video. I'll talk about it again briefly in a minute. But I got some styrofoam rectangles and I very crudely cut out 6 circles. And then I also have these hydroponic net pots, and these are going to go into the circles. Let me go ahead and put those in. Now, I used a kitchen knife to cut these holes after just tracing around, I don't want to break this. After tracing around the cups and just cutting a little smaller, I made a huge mess. I have little styrofoam balls in the kitchen all over the place that I'm going to have to vacuum up before Emily gets home. So if you have a better way to do that, or if you know that they come pre-cut already, let me know in the comments, please. Okay, so I've got the 6 cups in there. As you can see, they hang down underneath. And the way this works is I have a 66 quart tote, like a storage tote. And in this I have 9 gallons of water. I mixed in this hydroponic all-in-one fertilizer. I just mix it according to package directions. It was 1 to 2 teaspoons per gallon of fresh water. That's why it's yellow. Got it all mixed up in there. This is going to float on top of the hydroponic solution, and all of the roots of whatever you plant in here is going to grow through these net pots into that solution. We're also going to be using rock wool cubes. And those are going to be what the seed is sown in. And then the roots will grow through this, through the net pot, and into the solution. So the first thing we're going to do, and I think I got too big a net pots. I think if I had it to do over again, I would get some smaller ones. So I will link those instead of these because I think that's what these fit into. But we're going to try it because that's what I've got. So you put the rock wool cube in and just kind of soak it in the solution. And it soaks up the solution pretty quickly. I already feel it's much heavier when I pull it out. I'm just going to go ahead and float this in here now. And just put the rock wool cubes in. Now the rock wool cubes on one end have a little hole for the seed, so make sure that's facing up. Oh, I just noticed the rock wool came with a glove. Maybe I'm supposed to be wearing those. I'll put them on now. Okay, that's floating really well. Take off my gloves. Once the rock wool cubes have soaked up all the water they're going to, we're going to slip these out and set them on top of the floating styrofoam. Because we don't want complete saturation 24/7 when they're still germinating. Now, some of these have smaller holes, so I'm going to go ahead and use a pencil to poke bigger holes in there for the seeds. Don't want to make them too deep. And now I'm going to be taking the seed, and I'm going to be using a salad blend from Baker Creek. This is red wing lettuce mix. It's a really pretty mix of different colored lettuces. And the easiest way to do this, if I don't want a bunch of seeds in each hole, is just get the tip of your finger wet, and then it will grab onto the lettuce, and then just kind of smear them off into the hole. Now, we'll see how those germinate, whether or not I need to thin them very much. I don't mind more than one coming up because they're going to be a cut and come again, and I can just pluck the leaves on the outside and they'll keep producing. Now you can take a pencil and move some of the rock wool back over the seeds just to kind of hold in moisture. So at this point, I'm going to put the lid of the tote on loosely. I don't have to hook it on, I don't think. And that's going to keep the moisture in. We don't need to turn the grow light on just yet. The seeds will germinate just fine in darkness or in some kind of indirect light from this window here. Once the seeds have germinated, I'm going to remove the lid, and at that point, I'll turn on the light. And what I love about the Viparspectra XS 4000 is the dimmer. This is the lowest setting, and it goes all the way up till I don't even want to look at it. I'm going to start it somewhere low, and if I notice the seedlings start to stretch, all I have to do is turn up the light. I don't have to raise or lower the light at all. These will take about a week to germinate, maybe less. Once you see them germinating, we're not going to put them in the holes just yet. You can dip them in for a drink, soak it all up, put it back on its little floaty raft. When you see the roots coming through the rock wool, at that point, we can place them down in their holes, and that's where they will continue to grow for the remainder of their life. Every once in a while, you'll need to top up the solution. So if you put in a gallon, you'll need to put in a teaspoon and a half or whatever your package of fertilizer states. Again, I'm going to have links to all of these products on my website, and there's a link to that page below. We will also have the link to the Viparspectra XS 4000, which we do have a discount code on. That'll be in the description of this video. Let me know in the comments if you are growing indoors, what you're growing indoors, and I'll be back in 2 weeks to let you know how things are going.